This time on Party's Over, we're talking to an expert about microneedling for the face and body. And in our relationship segment, we're talking about fraudsters and how to avoid them. Stay tuned. Externally, I wanted to look a certain way, but internally, I wasn't happy. I've had so many procedures, so many treatments, more than I can count. I started to really focus on doing things for my body that made me feel good. I decided to write my book to share this knowledge, and people have really resonated with it. And that night at 5 in the morning, there's a girl at the front door. I was able to figure out what a narcissist was because I was married to a narcissist.
There's some stuff in there I'm very surprised that you're talking about.
I can spot the red flags now from a mile away. I want the viewers of my show to walk away feeling great about themselves and feeling empowered. I'm going to incorporate my story as well in the show, but I also am very interested in learning about other people's stories.
I love your honesty and your genuineness. That's what makes you so authentic and real, why people want to talk to you.
Watch Party's Over. It's going to be fun, informative. We're going to have a great time. Party's over. Welcome to Party's Over. With me today is my co-host Erica and my friend Mariana, a non-surgical lift specialist. We're starting with a conversation about microneedling. Hi Mariana, thank you. Welcome to their show.
Thank you.
Can you explain to our audience what a non-surgical lifting specialist is?
What exactly do I analyze the skin and I go from there and I use usually microneedle, ultrasound, radio frequency to work on the first layer of the skin of the dermis, and I use for the vitamin C, peptides, collagen. Depends what the skin needs, sometimes even a little bit of retinol, and that's exactly what I do, that the name says. It's a non-surgical lifting, so you can get lift of your skin through microneedle, ultrasound, and the other products that I use.
So you're a non-surgical lifting specialist. Yes. Because you're actually able to lift the skin
without a surgery.
Yes.
Microneedle is a non-invasive cut in the skin. So for people to explain, like they say, you cut in something, you cooking and you cut yourself, and what actually happens, you get blood, and then you get the tissue, and then itch, and that's the body has the natural way to produce collagen like that. So what I do, you don't do and cut yourself in the kitchen. So I cut you with a special micro needles, mini needles, and without I also use vitamin C, peptide, collagen. I make a cocktail specialized for like the type of skin, what the person needs, and I inject it and make the cut, and then collagen gets produced. And it lasts you still producing collagen for like a month or two, depends.
So for our audience, instead of cutting yourself in the kitchen, Mariana will cut
I will do it for you.
And produce your collagen.
Yes. How many sessions do you need to actually start seeing a change?
You're gonna see the changes by the first time you come to me, promise you. Yes. Yes.
And then you need to continue that for how long?
Yes, depends the condition of the skin and depends the results you want. You can do it every 2 weeks, which I do a very light procedure, or you can come once a month, which is a little bit tough, but I don't like it personally because when I do it like every month or every 2 months, you have to go to the bleeding, the itching, the red. You cannot go to the beach, you cannot go to the gym, you cannot sweat. The recovery is longer. So I'd rather to do more and a short period of time, and you get the same results. They go rough. Like, I don't like pain, so I don't do nothing that is, it's gonna look great, but I'm gonna have 1 week, my face is gonna be red, I'm gonna be itching, and...
So the recovery to do it more intense is 1 week, as opposed to her doing lightly once a week.
Yes.
Right. Now, do any of your procedures include heat? Is there heat? Like a laser usually has the heat?
No, I particularly I don't use laser, but I use ultrasound, which it has a little bit of the heat.
Okay, but the microneedling is no
and
heat.
Microneedle is it doesn't give you heat, but since we cut in the skin, and we applying the products. I give you the sensation of a little bit of the heat and itchy.
Right. See, for some people like myself, I've experienced from the ultrasounds having a very bad reaction due to the heat based on the type of skin I have. So that's why it's good to have alternatives.
Yes,
like
and what I use that is my signature way to close every treatment. I use a cryotherapy, so I do microneedle, and then you're gonna be itchy, and then you're gonna be red, but I use cryotherapy, and then I put you on the red light therapy. So those two with those two you're gonna be able to my place lift, not red, glowing, and no itchy.
Because you're doing the cold versus the
Yes.
heat, which is ingenious. Because a lot of places don't do both.
No one does it.
They don't do the cold.
No one that I know. Maybe someone now that's hearing my secrets. Party's over.
Because they hear your secrets. And then they're going to steal your business. Don't steal Mariana's
Don't steal her.
business.
It's a signature.
She's so
It's a
sweet.
signature.
It's her signature. But I really like the microneedling with Mariana. She starts, for me, like a hydrofacial, and then she incorporates a light microneedling. I don't particularly like the stronger microneedling that she was discussing.
I try it. I don't like it. It's a good result also, but the recovery is too much. Yes.
And do you think with the stronger microneedling that could sag your skin?
No, what I can suck your skin is the microneedle combined with the radio frequency.
Okay, so with the Morpheus type of thing.
Not to everyone. Sometimes Morpheus works very good for some people, sometimes not.
How does it interact with somebody that's had recent filler and or Botox?
Oh, it's gonna vanish. The microneedle with the radio frequency. I don't do the Morpheus. Yeah, it's gonna like.
What about just your light microneedling?
No, light microneedle actually is very good combined with fillers and Botox, because what it does, for example, most of my clients, they come and they do microneedle and they do everything, and then they go from having, let's say, 40 units of Botox to have it 30, and from then to go for every 3 months, they go twice a year, because you can use those to prevent when we get in certain age. If you want to look good, you're going to need your Botox and your fillers, but with the microneedle is you get less quantity, and you go all the time less and less to have them, because you're producing your collagen, so that means you have less wrinkles.
So you don't need.
So you don't need that much of the quantity, and you don't need to do that many.
If you have had recent Botox and fillers done, let's say today, and I wanted to come in to see you for the microneedling, would you be able to do it the same day or the day after, or is there a period of time that you'd have to wait?
Yeah, usually I recommend to do it before or after, 7 days after.
7 days.
7 days after, so it doesn't move and it doesn't get out of place, the Botox or the filler.
So what age should our audience start doing microneedling, and is there an age where you're actually too old for the procedure, the treatment?
Yes, never too old, because it's always going to make you do your own collagen production.
Okay.
But when you're too old, definitely sometimes some ladies come and I tell them the straight, I'm going to do this for you, it's going to help you, but you really need, because when the wrinkle gets too deep, microneedle is not going to.
Right. So they need a facelift.
They need the facelift, or they need the fillers and the Botox, or the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be good for, I think, for a woman to start 35, 36.
Okay.
Before you hit the 40s, when the collagen the production of collagen start to diminish, and that will be perfect, and then you can start using Botox.
I
46.
You know, Sandy has that roller, I don't know what you call it, the one that you use at home.
Just a derma roller?
Is that something that you recommend people to get at home too?
Yes, derma rollers, they're good. Yes.
Is there a way that you need to disinfect it properly? Like, is there,
Yes, alcohol.
So I had an experience where I used that and I had a nightmare on my hands. Yes. So please be careful.
But they work. They're not the professional microneedle, but it's something that you can use home to start to make some collagen and lift your own skin.
For our audience, if it's something that you want to do at home and you don't have the time or you don't want to invest the money into a professional, you can get a derma roller to do at home. You can use some serum with the derma
Serums
roller.
are very, very important. More on the
Along with the derma roller.
yes, serums are
Like
very
a vitamin
important.
C?
Yeah, and I really recommend serum more than creams.
Okay, so maybe a vitamin
Yeah,
C serum.
vitamin C,
Use that with
collagen, peptides.
Anything with the roller, and
everything
then
with the roller.
if you want to invest in like a red light therapy mask, which you can find on
Yes.
Instagram, that's helpful as well. And these are things that you can do just in the comfort of your own home without actually going to a med spa or to a licensed professional such as Mariana. So now I'm taking business away from you.
No, but you get better results with me.
And you're located in Miami?
Yeah, I'm located on 41st Street, Mid Beach,
This is
Miami
great.
Beach.
And also, Mariana does the microneedling on the face, but recently we've been doing microneedling on my body. My arms and my legs, which I love. It's been very helpful. I'm due for another treatment, but if you're consistent with that, you can get really good results.
Yes, the neck is very important. I mean, when we get certain age, hands, I do my hands.
Oh, wow.
I have like a little girl's hands.
You did?
I microneedle all the time.
It just helps. It just helps resurface the skin.
it helps.
It's helped me
because
with-
instead they haven't like, the skin gets wrinkled and everything, and then you do microneedle and then it looks, because they say face and necks and hands.
That's where you tell
They
your age.
tell your age.
Oh, and your elbows. That's why I cut my elbows.
But if you microneedle,
Yeah. Maybe if I microneedled my elbows, I wouldn't have had to cut the skin. Oh well, live
So
and
we all
learn.
have to go to Mariana now.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much, Mariana.
Thank
This
you,
was
Sandra, for
great.
having me. Thank you.
This was amazing.
So nice.
Very informative.
Thank you.
Want to learn more about looking your best at every age? Follow me on Instagram at Sandra Lena Silverman. There's more to come on Party's Over. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Party's Over. Have you ever met a guy who's not what he seems? You might be dealing with a fraudster. Erica, have you ever met one?
Unfortunately, I've met many. This is a broad topic because it encompasses a bunch of different avenues that we could take this. I think narcissism is heavily involved in this one.
100%.
So, let's start with the online dating piece, right? You're seeing pictures, you're reading a little bio, a blurb. The social media has enhanced what we call a fraudster. So people can show what they, want people to perceive they are, right? So you have to start with, looking at the pictures. Is there one picture? That's a little bit alarming. Are there multiple pictures? What's being written under it? What are the conversations like?
This is on an online dating app?
Yeah, if you find somebody online and then you take it to the next step, which is hopefully a brief text chain and then a call, a lot of times they're going to put the heavy moves on very quickly. And I think that that's the number one factor that you have to look out for.
So when you're on, because I'm not on a dating app, but if you're on a dating app and you're looking at a profile, so if they only have one photo,
Sometimes if there's one photo, that can be very alarming. And sometimes there could be many photos and maybe they look great and they're out having a good time and they have like a nice blurb written. Once you start talking to these people, they may come at you very strongly and in a way that you are like, wow, I really want to meet this guy. He sounds great. And for a period of time, they may very well be great because they're going to be narcissistically love bombing you and taking you to great places and showing you great things, buying you some nice gifts. If that is happening to you early on, there is a problem. And you have to be able to pick red flags out to be able to actually decipher what you're dealing with, And in addition to that, I think that as you're getting to know somebody, let's say in the first 6 months, you need to ask questions. What were their past relationships like?
100%.
How quickly did they move on from past relationships and how many? What's their family upbringing like? Important questions that will help decipher. You know, I mean, I don't know. You could also look at it in a way where, you know, if they start asking you, hey, for money at a certain point, or they want to get access to some of your personal accounts, that's a problem. That's intrusive.
Somebody would ask to have access to your personal accounts that early on?
Look at Tinder swindler.
Oh, the Tinder swindler, that's true. So I know of a scenario where somebody that I went out with, I didn't have this experience with him, but because it wasn't serious. The next person that he got involved with, he very quickly, he first pretends that he's very wealthy, which he isn't. And then from there, but there are so many signs because he doesn't own a car, he doesn't have a nice apartment. He does, however, have nice artwork in the apartment, which now I'm beginning to think maybe isn't real. And paid for dates, even though he doesn't take girls to like extravagant restaurants, but was paying for dates just to kind of reel the person in. Where for me, it didn't really work as well because it wasn't serious, but the next person, it became serious. Reels her in, and then all of a sudden starts wanting to spend all this time with her, wants her at the apartment all the time, wants her to start doing his laundry, wants her to start stocking the refrigerator, which he wasn't paying her back, wants her to start taking his dry cleaning. Then from there went into a scenario where he paid for, an example, he paid for part of a trip for them, but then wanted her to contribute. And then another incident, they're at dinner with his mom, and the bill comes, and he wants her to pay for the dinner, which is $600 for 3 bottles of wine that she didn't drink.
Right.
So that's kind of a fraudster because in the beginning he portrayed, oh, I have all this money and I'm from this family, and the only reason I don't have a car is because I don't like to drive because I had a DUI when I was 20.
Right. So with enough time, you know, at the beginning, they're going to be very consistent. They're going, and that's what will reel the woman in. Oh, I had a great time with you tonight. Let's do something tomorrow. Let's do something this weekend. And it goes like that. Before you know it, they're attached to you. You feel as though you have a relationship, but it's actually not a well-grounded relationship. And then 6 months go by to a year, and then their true colors start to unravel. And there's things that start to not make much sense to you, or there's behaviors such as, in my experiences, you know, I've known people to become heavy alcoholics, start getting heavily into drugs, acting a way that's extremely embarrassing in public. And you may want to help that person because you think that they need help, but in reality, they need somebody next to them at all times so that they look better, and then you're the one that ends up suffering.
So basically, they're just moving from one supply to the next.
Correct. And you will know that because once you're out of that relationship, if it becomes that, you will then see that they've already lined somebody up. So immediately they're with this other person, and then later on, that other person ends up contacting you. Because the same pattern occurs.
It's the same pattern. So from your experience, do you think that all fraudsters are narcissists, or do you think somebody can be a fraudster who isn't a narcissist, but they're just a con man? Or
I think they all go in hand. I think that narcissism runs the broad spectrum of all of that, and then you have to break it down from there because there's sociopathic behaviors that are involved in that too. You know, to con, you have to have a lack of empathy to do all of those things that are maliciously harming another individual. And those are broad topics like narcissism that we're mentioning, sociopathic behaviors that we're mentioning, but they can be broken down more specifically into personality disorders. And if you go back in their history, especially because women are meeting these people online, they do not know who they are. And so it's very hard because as we get older and we have to date, you're not knowing what you're getting. Whereas if you're younger, you're meeting someone through other people in school, you know their families. So there's a lot of things that people need to take into consideration as they age and have to date, that they need to be smart and not be swindled into this kind of behavior.
And I also think these types of people prey on people who don't have a good support system or who don't have a family or they're very weak and vulnerable.
I don't necessarily agree. I think that they prey on the most successful people that they can find. They prey on the nice people. They prey on
the people that are empaths.
Correct. That's right. Yes.
They're empaths, but okay, let's use this as an example. You're an empath. You're with this person. They're displaying all their narcissistic behaviors or their fraudster behaviors, but you have a support system. You have your parents. You have friends that are telling you to get out. Wouldn't you think it would be better for these people to prey on people where they know they can isolate them from their friends and family, where they can really take advantage of them for the long term?
Yeah, but they end up doing that ultimately anyway because the person ends up becoming so withdrawn from the community because they're so wrapped up into taking care of their needs that they don't have time for anybody else anymore. Then before they know it, they are suffering as a person. They come out of the relationship not knowing what the heck is going on. Then they learn what has happened to them and they've actually become a victim of a narcissistic fraudster. And they have to somehow heal themselves, and in that, they learn the concepts of what that means.
So we're talking about the fraudsters that are more narcissists, but what about the fraudsters that catfish you, where they put up a picture on social media or on a dating app, and you go and meet them, and that's not really who they are?
So that happened to me once, and actually the same person it happened to with a friend of mine. So a friend of mine met that same person. I didn't know this because we met years later and we discovered that it was the same person. So there was a guy that had put online a picture, probably a couple of pictures of himself. He looked great, in shape, clean cut, looked nice. You get on the phone, have a great conversation, go out to meet him. He's extremely overweight, looks nothing like his pictures, and you don't even want to be sitting at a table with him.
Did you say something?
I shortened that day. I did not last very long.
What was your escape plan?
So it depends how you want to play it. I mean, in that instance, I was very, I wasn't rude because I'm not a rude person, but I do feel that I was misled. So I was embarrassed to actually be seen out with him because I was at a place where I knew people go to that I know, and I just didn't want to be seen with him. So I kind of wrapped things up, got a drink, did not want food, and left. But I think that was a long time ago, and now, since time has gone by and I've learned a lot more, I actually had that happen when I was dating on the apps in the last 2 years, where again, a guy presented a wonderful picture of himself. We're on the phone, excellent conversation. Because there was only one picture of him, I asked him to text me a couple of recent pictures, and he did. And I had already lined up a date with him. And I said to myself, there's just no way. There's no way. And I said, this picture is not the picture that you had online. This must be a 20-year gap.
Wow.
And I can't go out with you. I'm sorry.
That's honest.
Gotta be honest.
Right? That's honest. So Eric and I used to live in Baltimore together, and I'll give you an example of what happened. This is reverse. So there was a friend, we had a mutual friend at the time, and this person was a catfish. So who she portrayed on the apps isn't really who she was. So she would go on these dates, and these guys would leave in the middle of a date. One guy, I remember, pretended like he had a stomach pain, that he said he ate gluten, and he literally ran out of the restaurant and flew back to LA. And then another guy she was with in New York, same thing. She met him in New York. He ran away from the date, and I was thinking, what's going on? Like, why are these people running away? And then we realized what she was putting online as her photos and her profile is not really who she was.
And then she was going on the date and then asking, I think, questions like, are you going to take care of me?
Oh, on the first date. But that's not really a fraudster. That was more like, that wasn't really her being a fraudster, but she wasn't presenting herself the same way.
Right.
And the guys literally ran away from the dates. I've never seen anything like it.
I remember this, yeah. But I think all in all,
both. It's like for men and for women. But at the end of the day, for our audience, if you're gonna put a photo of yourself, make sure it's you. Make sure you're just honest with who you are. And if you see the red flags early on with somebody, just walk away and walk away quickly. And there's no reason, to...
And take your time. When somebody wants to see you back to back, day after day, at the very beginning, I would be a little bit alarmed.
Beware of the love bombing.
Take your time.
Party's over. Now it's time for my favorite part of the show, Spill It.
My favorite part of the day. Can't wait.
Welcome to Spill It, where your questions get our answers. Listen to this. Hi, Sandy. I'm dating a new guy right now, and I really like him. But lately, he's talking a lot about sexting, and he wants me to do it. Problem is that it's just not me, and I'm not into it. How do I handle this?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for, doesn't it?
It does. So if you're looking for that kind of entertainment, then you can do it back. But if it's upsetting you and you don't like what's happening, then you need to set a boundary.
I mean, if you're looking for something serious, I would say goodbye and move on and don't waste your time, because a lot of people would be very turned off by that behavior. And it signifies that if he's doing it to you, he's most likely doing it to 12 other women.
And we also need to identify, like, what exactly is he sexting? Because what exactly is sexting? Are they just inappropriate with the text messages, or are they sending like naked pictures of themselves?
I mean, I think that it signals that the guy is not taking the relationships really serious and is just looking to have sex with women and be a player. That's what I would take away from that.
Or what if they're just having fun and just messing around?
If the person, if it's reciprocated, then yes, then that's fine. But if not, it's a turn off.
We also don't know her age, so we don't know if this is an age thing where they're in their early 20s or if she's my age.
True. But at the same time, there's many men that are 40s, 50s, and older that are, I've heard, doing this type of behavior as well. So I don't know if they find it appealing to women and they think that that's going to get them to come to their house sooner. I don't know.
Maybe they're just looking for a booty call.
Yeah, but to each their own. I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Well, what are some things that you like? And if you're just started dating somebody, how would you want them to text you?
I don't know if I'd really want them to be texting me a lot. I'd rather have a phone call. And I think that it's more attractive to be flirty and have it be organic like that, and more like just a romantic feeling that is not cheesy. Because some of that can really become cheesy very quickly, and it's a real ick factor.
Unless you just want to be amused.
Yeah, but then there's still cheesy. There's cheesy and then there's not cheesy.
Okay, so what's happening to me right now, is that cheesy or not cheesy?
It's actually entertaining.
It's very entertaining.
Yeah, and then you could just, because you're bored, just entertain certain things, but then there's some of it that's actually just vulgar and not interesting.
Right,
and they
so
should
for
just
me
be
right now,
blocked.
I'm entertaining somebody that I met a month ago, and it's just pure entertainment. To me, it's not cheesy and it's not really sexting, but he just amuses me. Right. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for spilling it with us. If you've got something on your heart or mind, send it our way. We're here for all of it, and nothing is out of bounds.
That's right.
If this episode spoke to you or helped you out in your journey, that makes us happy. In return, you can support us by leaving a review and sharing this episode with your friends. Remember, always be you. You're enough. See you next time.